Hello, everybody. It's Friday night. It's time for BND, where a group of high school friends attempts to play Dungeons and Dragons remotely via the internet. With us, as always, we have Erin as Agnes the Bard, Tim as Twizzard the Wizard, Stephen as Finric the Monk, and Chris as Paelias the Cleric will be joining us shortly. Right now, you're seeing two of me, Shawn, your ever humble and faithful DM. And this is BND Live. All right, folks. Well, should we start with a quick recap from last week? Let's see. So we had picked up in the middle of fight night in the basement of the Fishworks, and there was a surprise third battler as Torn the monk, who you folks had rescued from his stony demise. He actually did decide to show up and ended up fighting three skeletons that they had sequestered away after the pyramid had gone up, and Torn managed to win. And then there was Aki the monk versus Twizzard the wizard, and due to a slightly higher initiative, Aki did emerge victorious. However, with only a few life points after the fireball that Twizzard managed to get off. So there was some money lost, but there was then an extra battle because people were excited for more. And Mastala and Nalto, the half orc and halfling who had gotten them into fight night in the first place, gotten the Ateum into fight night in the first place, decided to face off against Finric and Paelias. And Finric and Paelias did manage to win, with Finric dealing the final blow. However, right before he knocked out Mastala, a bear manifested itself as the magic that Mastala decided he was allowed to use if Paelias was allowed to use music. Ironically, I don't think Paelias used any magic in that battle. Oh no, I guess he healed himself once. Or no, he didn't. I don't know what happened. Anyway, let's just watch the episode, folks. Agnes ended up killing the bear. All the money changed hands, and I think Twizzard ended up making 300 gold. So good work, Twizzard. Back to the ringing bell for a drink, and having learned at the Singing Sisters of the signature drinks at each inn, you all joined in for a round of Forgetful Johnnies. However, that left Finric, Paelias, and Lily with no memory, basically amnesia. Finric decided to make a break for it.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. Agnes managed to track him down and soothed both him and Lily with a song, and brought him back into the inn. And we ended the night as Finric looked inside the bag of holding and was like, "What the?" And yeah, eventually Dagus put him to bed. And so I think that is where we will pick things up. So that means it is the morning of the Gaul. It is raining as Finric, you come to consciousness in a bed that you really, you recognize the room now, but you have the weird dream that some crazy stuff went on yesterday, and it's a little bit hazy. The end of the night is a little bit hazy for you. But otherwise, you wake up and you do remember all of your abilities and who you are and who your friends are, and as does Paelias and Lily as well. All right, what would you folks like to do?
I don't know.
Well,
I think whatever anyone has an idea for.
breakfast.
Breakfast. Always start with breakfast. We'll talk it over at breakfast.
All right, so you guys head down.
Has anyone seen any bones in this town?
Didn't you pick up one because you had a bone to pick?
That was the mummy's femur. ignoring that bone. I need like a skeleton or a pile of
I don't think it was the mummy's femur. I think it was just a
bones.
femur from
I
one
don't
of
want
the
any
skeletons.
bones from that pyramid.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that pyramid alone.
So, I'm a little bit sore, but I definitely woke up feeling like a little bit stronger. Like I got like a little bit more resistant to.
Oh, yeah. That's a very good...
I don't know. How about you guys? How are you feeling?
Yeah, that was a really nice full rest.
Yeah, no. For those at home, I meant to level them up at the end of last episode, so they have been made aware of that. So yeah, I think everybody is level 6 now.
Yeah, level 6.
Well,
Big level 6.
I say like let's plan the day, but then maybe we'll take a little break, and you guys can like you can prepare any spells or whatever for the day, and then we go out and do whatever we decide to do now.
Prepared. I'm much further prepared.
I can now attack twice per turn.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, did you guys make fun choices?
It's twice as many.
I'm fairly certain.
I had one choice I had no choice in, which was excellent fun, and then I made another choice, which is excellent fun, which everyone will get to see soon.
And I can now enhance an ability for somebody. Enhance ability, I can give you Bear's Endurance, which will give you temporary hit points, and will give you advantage on Constitution checks.
Like the endurance of a bear.
Yeah. Gold Strength, which is advantage on strength checks, and doubling his or her capacity, or carrying capacity. The Cat's Grace, which is advantage on dexterity, and no damage taken from falling for 20 feet.
Amazing.
Eagle Splendor is advantage on charisma checks. Fox Cunning is advantage on intelligence. Owl's Wisdom is advantage on wisdom. And then at level 3 or higher, I can target an additional creature. So that's nice.
Can you give me the endurance to eat 9 servings of breakfast?
No, I think that's all you. I don't think you need any spell for that. That's just natural you.
I don't know if I can do 9.
As you guys go down for breakfast, perfect segue, you see Salty Baggins talking to Dagus. Oh, hey guys, hey! Welcome. So, did you sleep off your little drink last night there, Finric?
I mean, I slept and I'm thirsty, so.
Yeah. Perfect. Maybe you'll be getting another Forgetful Johnny tonight.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, yeah, I'm here because I'm supposed to tell you that gosh, what was I supposed to tell you?
Something about the boat, Salty?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, something about the boat. Yeah. Gosh, why the heck am I forgetting his name? This is terrible. I've known him for a long time. What the heck is wrong with me? Marshall Stone. Yeah, that's his name. That's right. I remembered it. Anyway, yeah, he and his apprentices assessed the boat, and they said it's going to be like 4,300 gold to get it fixed up. But he thinks they can do it in just a couple weeks.
4,300 gold.
Well, I don't know. Don't blame me.
I'm looking at you.
We'll talk to Marshall and see what could be done about the price.
Yeah.
Might
Okay.
be able to persuade or haggle down a little bit.
You never know. Maybe. So.
Salty, were you at the fight night last
Oh
night?
yeah, I was. That was awesome. You guys fought really well. Oh, not
Did
you,
you
Agnes, but-
place any bets?
Oh yeah. I made some money.
Can we have,
What's that?
can we have the money you made?
No, of course not. That's a good one, Finric.
Well, I thought maybe we'd use it to fix the boat, and then we can give you a ride on the boat.
Oh,
I think
man.
that's a good idea.
I didn't make that much money. You crazy?
Let's put it to a vote. All in favor of
Taking his money,
Yes.
using it towards the boat.
aye.
No, that's
I am
not.
in favor of it, but my arms are a little sore, so I'm gonna.
I don't think that's how that works. I hear my mom calling me. See ya.
He runs out the
I'm
Oh,
door.
I thought your mom was sick.
My unseen servant is also voting yes.
We
Amazing.
just can't see you.
They can't do anything, but I bet they could vote.
Sounds about right.
So, okay, so we got to talk to the boat builder. But then it sounds like if we're able to get this sorted, then we need to find other stuff to do for 2 weeks. Like maybe do a little bit of exploration in that bookshop and or Wesleyville or other places.
Yeah, I think we need to do some research about the Cult of Shadow and Saloon,
Cool.
so that we can figure out, if it would be wise to destroy these, to destroy the amulets, or to bring the amulets together and destroy whatever it brings about, or be destroyed in the process.
The other thing that's
Yeah.
always available is you can also just like, we're gonna fast forward and just spend some days hanging out. So, there's always that option to you as well.
Gotcha.
But yeah, fixing
Well,
up a
today-
pirate ship of that size, it's gonna take some time. Sorry, what'd you say, Twitter?
No.
It's y'all.
Well, I'm curious, Lily, how are your lessons going along with Henry? Like, what level would you say you're at now?
That's a
I
good
mean, is he
question.
level with us, or?
Yeah, what level am I? That's a good question. I think I'm level 3.
Oh, level 3. Does that mean that you can now choose to be an Eldritch Knight?
Maybe? Hold on a second.
Technically, she's still
What
level 2.
year?
Technically, she's still level 2. But
Oh, you're still level 2. No, that's too bad. Don't worry.
But maybe you could teach me about it, and that'll help me level up. Metaphorically, of course.
Sure.
well, two-week training montage.
Yeah. When you reach 3rd level, you augment your martial prowess with the ability to cast spells.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. Actually, I think she could technically choose her martial archetype now.
Did she?
So Lily. Oh no, at 3rd level. Okay. But something that you could think about in the starting at 2nd level, you get action surge. But I think you've used that already, right, Lily?
Oh yeah.
You used that when we were sparring.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. And yeah, so you could choose a couple of different martial archetypes when you level up to 3. So something to think about when you're working with Henry. Maybe he could gear you towards a certain type of fighting style. We've got Champion, Battle Master, and Eldritch Knight, which you could cast spells, and that sounds awesome.
Yeah, casting spells seems pretty cool. Twizzard's pretty cool, and you're pretty cool. And I don't want to be like Finric over there.
Well, maybe we could I'm sure that we could find him some kind of magic weapon that he might be able to use.
I don't know. Finric
Because
won't
there
all
are
his
some
fights.
creatures out there that can only be destroyed by magic, and there are other creatures can only be destroyed by brute strength. So it's good to have a little bit well-roundedness, and I think an Eldritch Knight would be well-rounded.
That's fair. And Twizzard's right. Finric did kind of save all your butts in the fight night.
Yeah. It's because he gets 6 attacks per turn. That certainly helps.
Well, all my years of training, so
Yeah, he's had
You're
lots of
very
years of
quick,
training.
too.
That'll do it. I train for 15 minutes. That's why I get 1 attack. I got my internet wizard degree.
Well, I do know that we could do some searching for interesting herbs and ingredients for Savoy's apothecary. If we wanted to make some money there, we could maybe ask Anne if she'll take us back into the Mistral Woods, though we're kind of familiar. We just don't know how to recognize the herbs.
You want to go back
But
there?
Finric, you're an herbalist, so you might be able to recognize some of them.
Yes.
He said confidently.
Well, if he has an herbalism kit, does
Yeah.
that mean he has proficiency in herbalism?
It is one of my proficiencies.
Yeah. So hopefully you would be able to add your proficiency bonus to identifying any kind of herbs. How's your nature?
I'm a little bit prickly.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
+0.
+0. Oh, that's wonderful.
Better than -1.
Then maybe we should bring Anne with us. Or we could ask Bridget. Maybe that would be good for her.
Who's Bridget?
That would be Anne's like acolyte.
Oh, right. It's like Marcy the Peppermint Patty.
That's beautiful.
Hey, is there like a morgue or a body dumping ground in this town?
Yeah, it's called the cemetery.
I mean, there's a cemetery next to the church.
Is there one where the bodies aren't as buried as the cemetery?
What are you looking for, Twizzard?
Well, how about those skeletons that Torn killed?
wanted.
No, come on. You want that one?
Well, then I have to use my spell slots. I thought I could just teleport somewhere, make a cupcake, make a flower, teleport back somewhere, make a radio, teleport somewhere else, make a lamp.
No.
I was all set.
Wow.
Another conjuration spell
Yeah,
instead of
no, I think I totally screwed up and everyone was on mute for a while. But all you've missed is that Twizzard teleported behind Finric to give him a cupcake that he conjured, because he thought that the conjuring of a cupcake using his ability would reset the teleportation ability, and we've decided that it doesn't. He actually has to use a spell slot to restart it. That's all you missed. I apologize for that.
It is conjuration.
I feel like OBS should like warn me if everything's muted. I feel like that would be a nice feature. I also feel like that when a different window has focus, OBS shouldn't be listening to my keystrokes. But sorry, OBS, you're awesome software.
Oh no, sounds like you should put in a ticket.
It's free open source software. I would have to fix it myself. That's how that works. I'm not about to do that.
Acid Splash is a conjuration cantrip.
I don't
Would
wanna,
a conjuration cantrip work?
I don't want to
It
splash.
says it has to be level 1.
Oh, so it has to be level 1. Okay, so not even a cantrip.
Was it level 0?
Cantrip does
cantrip
not
will-
have a level. Yeah.
What's with these things not having levels?
Oh, so Agnes.
Yes.
So we were talking that we need to talk to the shipbuilder, and we were going to go to the bookstore
Okay.
and do some research in town, and then I guess whatever else we think we should do.
Yeah, I definitely think we should check out the bookstore. I agree with that.
Hold on, I just gotta ask, Twizzard, what is the actual name of the teleport you're using?
It is also in the same area.
It's
As
the
my
School of
action?
Conjuration.
It says
Yeah.
benign transposition.
Benign transmutation.
I didn't name it. That's just what it says.
That's awesome.
Here. Arms of Hadar. Each creature.
Yeah, it says conjuration spell of first level or higher. So your minor conjuration is a that is an ability. Sorry, my friend.
There's actually not a lot of conjuration spells here.
That is very sad.
Well, if you want to take it back, I suppose no one heard you do it.
Call
Except
lightning.
How can I unconjure a cupcake?
Call lightning.
So I warp somewhere and then make thunder and lightning. That's gonna make me real popular.
Actually, you might not even be able to have that if that's like a sorcerer spell instead of a wizard spell or something like that.
All right, I need to find a dead body. That's what I need.
All right. So now we got a path forward. Twizzard's gonna find a dead body.
If I have to make one,
I think Mr. Twizzard should also probably go to the maybe arcane trinkets to try to buy some spells. Would the bookstore have spells too, or?
I think it would.
Mm,
As you guys are talking, Marshall Stone walks in. Ah, I'm glad I caught you all in one place.
Oh, Marshall, come have some of our breakfast with us.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. So, yeah, Salty said he passed along the message. I hope you heard the good news. We do think we'll be able to, and honestly, I mean that's a very fair price. That's about half the cost a ship of that size would cost you new. So.
Well,
But it's not new.
and we understand that. I'm sure that every penny is going to be accounted for. But this is what we were possibly proposing. Instead of paying you in gold, would you accept 4 rubies?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, rubies. Mastala and I, we have an arrangement.
Okay, so then whatever I guess you would get for the rubies, that would just take care of everything?
I think I could make that work.
Okay, yeah, all right, because we do have gold, but we do like to use the gold for smaller transactions. Something of this magnitude, it really is it seems like it's almost more fitting to use larger sums.
I mean, you could go to Mastala yourself and then, but I'm happy to take care of that. Honestly, you brought me a lot of business, and I do have an upcoming voyage that I was planning on sending some of my guys on, and having a little bit of coin in their pocket might be good. So this is
Okay.
all very fortuitous.
Now, about a payment plan. Do we do half up front, or is it pay on delivery? Is it
Half up.
10% or something like that? 1 ruby now, 3 rubies later?
Half up front would surely help me get the supplies. I'm afraid I would insist on that.
Okay. Well, if you just wait for one moment, I will go and get my portion of the share, and then I'll be right back down.
Oh, that's
So I
very
leave
kind
to
of you.
go upstairs to go get to get my only ruby left. But at least it's a flawless one. Is anyone else going to put in their ruby to make it half now? We're gonna pay
Well,
half.
I don't have a ruby.
We need
Oh, you
flawless-
don't have a ruby.
Hold on, I can get your ruby.
Do you have an emerald?
No, you're not going to conjure a ruby. Thank you. No conjuring of rubies.
You can only do it on the back half, like when we take the boat. You can't give him a ruby now, and then he's gonna figure it out.
It disappears in an hour.
You do have a ruby.
That's my ruby.
We could go and find more rubies. We need rubies now.
How many
An
people
emerald.
from the sky where we can find snake statues where we pry the eyes out of them?
Excuse me, but I was the one who got those rubies. Your rubies all came from the keep and other places.
I need to go back there for some bones too. Apparently the keep has all the answers.
I mean, I got a couple of my guys going out there today to work on the ship. If you want to catch a ride with them.
Well, I can't teleport there, so I will need a.
Well, you can
Right.
only teleport 30 feet anyway.
No, I have to wait till tomorrow.
No, but I know, but still, it's only 30 feet. So I come back down and I give Marshall my flawless ruby, and I do so somewhat with a bittersweet feeling, because I gave my other one away to the Leaf Bottoms to fix their poor house from my pyramid, and then I have to fix a boat because I just
The pyramid gives and the pyramid takes away.
All right. So do I owe my
now
ruby
the
to somebody?
pyramid's even.
Do I have to give my ruby to somebody?
You could give your ruby as the down payment with my ruby.
All right. I'm giving my ruby. I'm removing it from my inventory.
All right. All right. I'll have it fixed up before you folks know it. It's gonna be right as rain. Do you have any special requests while we're talking?
Yes, actually, I believe that we were thinking about a retractable gangplank.
Ah, retractable gangplank. Interesting. Sort of keep it
Yeah.
secret until it's needed.
Yes, and then speaking of secret, maybe a secret either hideaway or
Booty hole.
a place where you can put some items large enough for a couple of people if we needed to, let's say, hide some people there.
Ah, the old smuggler's cabin. I gotcha. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
But let's not call it that. Let's call it extra cargo.
Extra
Yeah,
cargo
it's the
booty
glove
hole.
compartment. It's the frunk.
And maybe a brig.
Ah,
Oh yes.
Oh, a brig.
Rowdy
Yes.
sailors.
And make sure that the I guess the crow's nest is definitely safe.
All right, all right.
And the brig should be monk-proof.
And I
brig
think that
should
we're
be
going to
what?
talk.
Monk-proof.
Monk-proof. A monk-proof brig.
Yeah.
Are we
Are
gonna
you
capture some
planning on
monks?
going in there?
Are we planning on sailing through deep water?
Oh,
Oh, all right. You want to be in a cage in a boat that might be sinking?
No, I'm not going to go in willingly. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
Well, I
who's afraid of flying?
I'm
Yeah,
not afraid
he's
of
the one-
anything.
He's the one that has
This isn't flying.
the flying amulet.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's amazing. I love it. I love the parallels. All right. So okay, let's see if I got this straight. A retractable gangplank, a brig, a frunk, and a and a working bird's nest.
That's it.
I think so.
That costs us
How
more
many?
movies.
Do you recall how many like quarters there were there, like in terms of sleeping arrangements, just in case we happen to have a somewhat large party?
How many? How many would you like? I don't recall off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Well, it would definitely be the 4 Atem, and most likely a couple of sailors, such as Nathan Jenkins, and maybe 1 or 2 other possible people.
Like Lily or
Waldinger, Anne, Solar,
Let me see.
Torn.
I'll bring up the plans
Torn.
right here. So
just a couple of extra people.
This is more for party cruising.
Yeah. Just want to make sure there's going to be enough room for us all to sleep somewhat comfortably, even if we have to have multiple hammocks.
Ooh, we need to paint it too.
so
What color?
he lays some
Green.
blueprints that he's sketched up. So right
Well, look,
now,
familiar.
I would say this is your best bet for the brig, and then this front quarters is arguably where a bunch of the crew used to sleep. So we could divide that perhaps into 2 if you wanted, and then back here you got some storerooms, you got some other rooms. This is probably the what's it called on a
Frunk.
boat? I would know that. No, the head. And then
Oh.
Oh, the head. Good. We definitely need a head.
I'm just going over the side.
Well, we could just prejudice it, right?
I could cast Gust. I'll blow it away.
and then you got the captain's quarters back here. Do you want to leave that large, or do you want me to divide that up a little?
Maybe we should make that into 2. One for the
The best person on the ship and one for the worst person.
Well, I was
on the
going to
ship.
say, you know, because I have no problem sharing a room with Lily again, or someone like Anne or Solar, you know, no problem. I just don't want to have someone who's going to snore loudly in my cabin.
I mean, do you want me to leave the whole center hold area is pretty empty, but you know, that would be for whatever you're hauling. But perhaps you're not
Yeah.
hauling as much as it would have in its pirates days.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll be hauling that much.
it's quality, not quantity.
All right. Well,
Mm.
Yeah.
and also the galley is a bit outdated. Would you like me to update the galley?
Well, what is currently in the galley? A stove, I'm assuming, of some sort?
Aye, there's an iron stove, and some crude shelving and some cupboards. Maybe I'll just fix it up and see what I can do.
And just make sure that everything is going to, I guess, stay in place if it gets a little rocky. No, you know, cabin doors hanging off of their hinges.
Now, do you
No,
want
yeah.
me to you know, in the olden days they would have just had barrels of fresh water, but I could install like a larger cistern or something like that. How much?
Ooh,
how many?
what
How
would be
many
nice
days?
is a filtration
How many
system.
days at sea are you expecting to be?
Well, how long does it take to get from here up to Wesleyville? We would have to go around the coast and then along the river,
Aye.
but I don't know how much further we would need to go without restoring our supplies.
All right. Well, I'll ask me mates, and we'll make some best guesses. But
Okay.
I'll make sure she's fit for a voyage.
All right,
Yarr.
that sounds good. We'll leave it up to your expertise.
All right. All right. Now, did you want to leave the name the same? The Bounty's Edge.
I don't see why we would need to change it. Maybe that would strike fear into the hearts of men, but
Well, it's a question of
we could call it the GMC Vandora.
It is bad luck to rename a boat, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we should keep it.
I have heard that.
But can you maybe paint a red stripe along the side, kind of 80s looking, 26 80s looking?
Ah,
26 days.
of course,
Good
of
decade.
course. I think I could do that. Maybe with a little back tick at the end there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a little zigzag in there.
All right.
And actually, what we'll probably do is we'll ask Colt to make us a flag.
Well, he's
We'll have a
great
couple
at.
flags up.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're great at what they do.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, thanks for the down payment. Thanks for the business, and thanks for the breakfast. I'll see you later.
No,
No, whose breakfast did he eat?
he just did whatever was on the
All right.
yeah.
He just picked out a few things.
Oh, flawless Ruby. Bye bye.
Yeah, but you can have your own boat. You can go anywhere if only you had a map. Hint. Hint.
Oh,
Well, that's why we're going to the bookstore.
I conjure a map.
I guess ideally we
We
go
have
to
a-
a ruby mine, but those are mostly inland.
Oh man.
Well, we probably could go to a place that might have some mineral deposits.
We probably need a boat for that.
I was very tempted to get the warding glyph, but that requires like 200 gold worth of diamond dust. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am not spending 200 gold on diamond dust. I'm going to find a diamond and then I'll grind it down into dust.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I'll do. But
There you
then
go.
that is consumed every single time you use it. I was like, no, I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm not that in need of a warding glyph. I have Lehman's tiny hut. That's good enough.
There you go. It's more economical.
So I was gonna say what's first, but we just did something. What's next?
How about the bookstore?
Sounds good.
Think about getting some maps and maybe some spells and maybe some history.
I don't know what spells I can get.
Well, you could find out from Olivia what spells she might have in her store.
Well, okay.
She seems to know exactly where everything is in that store.
I try to teleport there, and I get a cramp.
Mr. Twizzler, do you need to use the restroom?
No, I'm fine.
You look like you're.
Was that fine?
Maybe I'll go meet up with Henry. Try to get that level 3 experience you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'll get it soon enough, Lily. We just need a couple more fights.
All right.
Maybe we'll spar again in the future.
Yeah, that sounds
I
fun.
conjure
What do you conjure?
a crutch.
A what?
A crutch.
A crutch. Gotcha. All right, so you guys head out of the inn.
To the bookstore?
To the bookstore.
The bookstore.
Books. I'm pretty sure I can read.
Yes, you can read if you can read spells.
That's true.
As you guys go outside, you're met by a familiar gray cat.
Oh, Elsa.
A familiar.
That's right.
No.
Meow.
Hey.
Come here, kitty cat. Can I pick it up?
You could try.
I try and pick up the cat.
All right, give me a just a straight dex check.
No, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think
yeah,
it's gonna work.
it doesn't even matter what I look up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 3.
It eludes you easily and goes over and rubs against Agnes's leg.
I don't try to pick up the cat, but I do pet it along its head to tail.
It
I can
purrs.
teleport over again.
Okay. And then I am going to make an assumption that Elsa is probably watching us, and I'm just going to I'm going to say I'll stop by later and find out if you found out to check in on Finistral.
The cat sort of like accepts that, nods, and walks off.
Okay. So might be able to get some information, and I'm sure that we've never asked Elsa for any kind of arcane items, so maybe we can see what she has. Maybe she's cheaper than Skye.
I doubt
I
it.
feel like she wouldn't give us anything fun.
No, she probably wouldn't give us anything fun, but you wouldn't get a spoon that makes everything taste like cinnamon.
She's like, here's a dagger with marshmallows all over it so you can't hurt yourself.
That sounds like it's an awesome. I should have given that to Lily. Why is there a cork on his fork?
I don't get that reference.
That's the movie The Jerk.
No,
Or
no, Dirty
Dirty
Rotten Scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
Nice. All right, so you guys head up to Peanders.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, so as you enter,
That's really slept in, huh?
what's that?
Elias really slept in, huh?
Elias
guess,
always
uh,
sleeps in.
He's the worst. So
Battery's freshening up so he can see Anne later. Because if he gets a really good night's rest, maybe he'll also level up.
yeah, we'll see. According to
How impressive.
my crystal ball of D&D Beyond, he has not leveled up yet. So you folks
course.
enter the small, cozy shop of Peander's Books. Oh, we summoned him! Unbelievable.
How's that for conjuration?
I thought that was the shopkeeper's voice. She was very excited to see us.
Hey, Sleepy.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
Welcome,
Sorry I'm late.
welcome. No worries.
Man,
no
Elias,
worries.
You slept
you
in.
did.
I did. What are we doing?
Well, we're getting a boat. So
Cool.
we're getting it for 4 rubies, which I guess is probably a good price. So we paid 2 rubies as a down payment. So in a couple weeks we're gonna need 2 more rubies. So hopefully you have the rubies.
All right. Yeah, I have some rubies.
Sweet.
They also gave a laundry list of special features that the boat should have to Marshall Stone, so he's got that in mind now.
Did you get a secret compartment
We did.
for the
We're calling it a
Yeah.
frunk.
The frunk?
The frunk booty hole.
Okay. Cool.
You know, everyone expects the trunk, but they don't always expect the frunk.
No one expects the frunk.
Is it in the front?
I didn't expect it.
It's in the front. It's a frunk trunk. It's a frunk.
Gotcha.
Front trunk.
Okay.
Extra large glove compartment.
So yeah, Plias,
So
you
we're now at Peander's Books.
Plias, you come to consciousness and you have a very fuzzy, not 100% sure what happened last night or how you got into this bed, but you recognize the room, you recognize your stuff, you remember everything now. But it's probably like 10 a.m. It's a little later in the day.
So where am I? Am I in the Singing Sisters?
No, you're in the Ringing Bell.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
This
Oh,
makes
you know what Elias should do?
How the Forgetful Johnny.
What should apply to?
Are you feeling a little stronger?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Did you get the news that you leveled up?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so level 6.
That's right.
Cool. What do I do?
We'll
On
get-
your in D&D Beyond, if you go in and click on the little red triangle next to your character's name, and then manage levels.
There's a small red triangle. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So manage levels, and then next to your class at the right, there should be level. It should say 5, and there should be a drop down for you to select 6.
Okay.
And then I'm not exactly sure what you're going to see because it can be different depending
Okay.
on the class. There might be things you have to pick, or it might just tell you that here's your new stuff.
Level 6. Oh yeah. Okay.
Are there any corpses in the bookstore?
well, we're gonna. Well, I guess. Yeah. you
There's a whole
guys-
bunch of signs.
Oh.
Did you just say there's a whole bunch of spines?
Yes.
Amazing. All right, so you guys enter Peander's bookstore as Paelias sorts out his newfound powers, and you immediately smell that sort of paper-rich book smell. A slight, maybe some of them are mildewy, but for the most part, it's just dry and wholesome, and a lot of different textures and colors of books and book covers, thick leather-bound books, thin papery covered books, and of course the owner of Peander's, Olivia.
Olivia.
Yep.
You know her name?
I do. I've been in the bookstore before.
Oh.
I already purchased 2 books there.
Ah, Agnes, welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, hello, Olivia. We are here to, I guess, search and ask and maybe even buy.
I am at your service. Welcome. We've had quite the exciting time lately in our town, haven't we?
Oh, yes. Maybe you should write a book on it.
You know, I have been talking to Gregson. He would like to have some pamphlets printed, and I do have an old printing apparatus, and he wanted to have information about the pyramid that we could give out, and even maybe put together something to sell to all the people that are starting to come. Very exciting.
Yes. Do you have a good artist in your town that could maybe make a a facsimile of the pyramid on this pamphlet?
Eli, no, I'm sorry, Elliot over at the hardware store, he's a fine wood carver. Perhaps I could get a wood block that we could ink, and then, that's a very good idea, Agnes. I'll look into that.
And you could probably even, if this is, a really nice pamphlet, I'm sure that you could probably get a couple copper per.
Well, wouldn't that be lovely? Do you really think people will
Yeah.
come?
I know that there's already someone here who's interested in the pyramid.
Sort of long blonde hair, kind of mysterious looking.
Yeah. Yes,
I saw
her name
her.
is Finric.
I saw her poking around the other day. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Well, all right.
Was she in this store?
She has not come in yet. I saw her outside around the front area of the pyramid the other day.
Well, if she comes in, I would certainly be interested to find out what kind of book she would be interested in, and I pass her 5 copper.
Oh, all right, Agnes. All right. I think I know it. I think I catch your gist there. So, what are you folks looking for?
First, I think we would like to have a map of Centralia.
Ah, I have just the thing. Yeah, when
Do you have a photocopy machine?
No, we would buy an original.
Where we need like 4 of them.
4 of them.
Well,
Why do you need 4 maps?
Guess we get separated.
well, actually, we only need to have 1 because I have a compass that points to your ass.
Ooh, there you go. Finally, it's coming in handy.
What if my ass falls off and floats away?
Well, it just points to you in general.
All right.
Is it a topographical map?
I'm afraid it is not. Do you mean like showing high points and low points?
Yep.
I mean, it does have mountain ranges and the like on it.
Ooh, that is a nice map.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to necessarily know the actual altitude of the mountains. We just need to know what some of the, I guess, the more prominent mountains in that area might be for landmark identification purposes, and maybe for navigation.
Yeah, I was thinking more for the water, just like how deep it is.
Oh my!
And you would probably need a seafloor imaging.
Why
Yeah.
would you care how? I mean, I guess in harbors, you're talking so you don't run aground coming into a harbor. Is that,
Oh, and just, to make sure that we're not passing over an abyss.
Oh, I don't want that either.
I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen a map that has that information on it.
Well,
Finric, maybe you can go diving and you can make the first map. And it's submersible. We'll make something that goes underwater with you.
so for now, this map will do just fine.
Who made this map?
Well, one of the cartographers in Wesleyville.
Wesleyville. Hearing more and more about this place.
Is there a scale to this map, or do you know the approximate distance between Windbell and Wesleyville? Like how many days travel?
Yes, and I will tell you that in 1 second. Oh man, I had one job. Was to-
Last time.
What's that? I know. I totally. I did make it. I just didn't. I'll figure it out in a second. I just need the problem is I'm gonna like end up muting everything while I'm doing it or something crazy.
Oh, then it's not that essential.
Oh no. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it all
that.
done. I just didn't print it out.
Yeah.
Why does it show my cursor?
No, he's still there. Paelias, at level 6, you get 2 channel divinities per rest.
Mm-hmm.
You get a divine domain feature,
What's divine domain?
and you should get an extra 3rd level spell slot and spell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So make sure you do all those things.
Yeah, read the fine print. You might get disappointed.
What is your domain
Huh?
for your cleric?
Oh, like the spell. The
Yeah,
schooling
where's your
shows?
domain? Yeah, your divine domain. Are you nature, light, life?
No.
I think he's life.
I'm
Life,
alive.
okay.
How do you know that?
Well, you should
I
have
know
already.
everything. I believe.
Yeah, the DM knows everything.
I believe you are life. Let me check. I can check for sure. It should say. I mean, it says in D&D Beyond.
What does that mean to be life?
Well, do
D&D
you have
Beyond.
Beacon of Hope and Revivify?
Do I have what in Revivify?
You have Beacon of Hope and Revivify, right?
As a spell?
Yes.
I have Revivify, Beacon of Hope.
It actually says it right in your top bar.
Top bar.
It says level 6 elf cleric life domain.
Yeah, okay, life domain.
Okay.
So beginning at 6th level, the healing spells you cast on others heal you as well. That's
Yeah. Yep. I saw that.
And then when you cast a spell 1st level or higher that restores hit points to a creature other than you, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell level.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's cool. Yep. I'm healer.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, you can also, taking that into account, you could, if you had multiple heal spells, you could trim down. Or maybe you've already done that.
Yeah, I'll have to look through them. But yeah, I've got a bunch of healing spells. And then, what was the second thing that you said I had?
Beacon of Hope.
No, before that.
Revivify?
Before that.
That you should get another spell slot?
Before that.
But there's a lot of before that.
That yours should be level 6?
There was something that you said that I don't remember anymore. But yeah.
Divine domain feature.
What? Say again?
Divine domain feature, which is you get to heal yourself when you heal others.
Oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay, got it. Yeah, that was it. Cool. So what is it? So I have 2 channel divinities. I thought I had 2 before. I didn't have 2 before. I just had the 1.
I think you just have
Now
the one.
you get 2 per rest instead of 1
rest.
per rest.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you definitely only had 1 before.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is, by road, it is 250 miles to Wesleyville. And by sea, it is more than that. It's like 375. But of course, you're going quicker.
Now, is that nautical miles?
So if you go hard, you could probably go 15 to 20 miles a day. If you're going hard.
Knots.
Oh, knots.
Speed.
You want to go by boat?
Well, I'm just curious. So you said 25 miles per day.
Wait, do we want to go there?
Sorry, like if you're hiking, what's a 20 miles a day hiking? It's on the high side.
I think that it's probably going to be something like maybe 5 miles per, 3 miles per hour. No, 4 to 5 miles per hour. I guess it depends on how well you hike. If someone can run like a 5-minute mile.
Well, they're not going to be.
Well, I know we're not running it, but I'm like.
You're not going to see me doing that.
No.
I feel like I could probably do a 5-minute mile.
I feel like you could too.
Take the dash action every time.
I know tomorrow.
But if we hired horses or horse and carriage.
I mean, I think you could do 20 to 24 miles a day hiking on foot. That's like normal pace, right? If you do a fast pace,
Right, so
the player handbook says 30 miles per day. But you incur penalties to perception, et cetera, et cetera.
just over a week. Just shy of 2 weeks, a fortnight. We'll be there within a fortnight.
Why don't we take horses?
You could definitely take horses. I'm trying to figure out if you wanted to take your ship there. A ship speed, I'm seeing 2 miles per hour. So what did I say, 375? There'd probably be some weather checks along the way. I don't know. So like, yeah, it's definitely quicker to go by ship.
A week versus 10 days.
You could be sailing day and night if you do it in shifts. So it'd be like 8 or 9 days.
Okay. Just for, future, I guess, purposes. I think I wanted to ask. No, I was trying to think. I thought maybe about calling Galdinger on Sending Stone, but I can't remember what I was going to ask him.
Oh, that's what I forgot to say. Lily had something she wanted to say to you about that.
Well, she could Sending Stone us.
Yeah, no. Let's just say during breakfast she mentioned that she'd been in contact with her dad, like every day basically, telling him about the training and stuff. So when you mentioned the leveling up, that's when she was going to tell you about that. But then it slipped my mind. But yeah, so anyway, she's been in contact with him. He is still in Wesleyville. He has not started to come down.
Okay, so it wouldn't be until at least another 2 weeks. So, okay. So then,
I will
if you
send you
wanted
guys a
him
picture
to
of this.
pick up something
I'll send you
in
guys.
Wesleyville.
Sorry, say it again.
So if we wanted him to pick us up something while he was in Wesleyville,
Yes.
instead of us going up there,
Yes.
he could bring it with him.
You could do that.
Okay. Like if there was a special book that Olivia was like, oh, you can only find that kind of thing in Wesleyville or a major capital city.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we have a map. Did someone want to look for a shield spell?
Well, I'll just ask. Hey, lady, you got any spells here?
Something of an arcane nature. I do have a few. Come back with me, and she sort of leads you back to a part of the store that you hadn't seen before, and she discusses. Let's see. Yeah, so she She has both cantrips and first and some second and third level spells. Well, what exactly are you looking for?
I don't know. Does that help?
Well, are you looking for something to shield to protect your body?
Well, I knew of that, but I prefer to go all out offense instead of defense. Figure the best defense is a kick-ass offense.
Are you familiar with hold person?
Yes, I've seen it used very effectively. But someone's already got that.
Are you familiar with catapult?
I can catapult small things, not myself. And I was not interested in that. I got excited when I first read it, but then I read the details.
Let's see. So what she has in
Do you have anything with conjuration?
conjuration. Interesting.
Hadar's arm?
I don't see that listed for mine. But
Oh, then it must be something for like sorcerers.
that's for Hadar only. It's his arm.
Wait,
It must not be
what?
for a wizard. No, it
Alright,
must
here.
not be a wizard spell. It must be someone else.
Agnes is finding spells that sound good that I can't use. So that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's probably a sorcerer spell.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, so
I don't have any spells in particular, so I don't want to waste your time just rattling them all off.
What about the shield one?
she has shield. She would charge you 200 for the shield.
I unfortunately have already picked the spell I want.
Armor of Agathis?
That sounds like not something I can get.
No, it's under. Oh, it's under Warlock. Darn
Yeah.
it. Other. Okay.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm good.
She has shocking grasp, shield, featherfall, expeditious retreat,
Armor?
catapult, hold person, alter self, knock, and rope trick.
Mage armor might have been good.
Rope trick sounds good for the giggles, but I'm just gonna pass. No. Thank you very much for showing me your spell section.
Well, you're very welcome. If there's anything, do you have anything in particular I could try to get in stock?
Maybe white mage
I
armor?
need a pile of bones. It's what I really need right now.
Pile of bones.
Yes.
You
How about fish bones?
probably want
I
to.
can't use fish bones.
Oh, right.
You would probably. Bones of a human nature.
Humanoid.
Humanoid, let's say.
Humanoid.
I really wanted like chicken bones, but
We know where there's some goblin bones.
Well, there
so
were a bunch of skeletons that you folks defeated a while back. Perhaps some of their bones.
I feel like they're tainted. I do
Well,
have a feeling.
Perhaps Elsa or Skye might be able to help you.
I feel like Elsa won't give me anything fun, but maybe next time there I will ask them. But worst comes to worst, I'm gonna go to the church at night. Go
Do you say that to
pretend I
her?
drop. Man, I kind of mumble and don't finish my sentence. Well, thank you for your time.
Well, you're very welcome.
you might want to ask for mage armor then.
I look like I need armor.
It becomes AC class becomes 13 plus its dexterity modifier. That doesn't sound too bad.
I have 50 health points.
My dexterity modifier is 5. If you gave that to me, I'd actually go up to an armor class of 18.
Look, you're 33. Sometimes I get hurt that much when I sneeze.
Oh my god. Meanwhile,
So,
go on.
oh, I was going to ask if she had any books about the goddess Saloon.
Gladiators?
Are you being serious?
Yes, I would like to learn about Saloon.
I mean, well, from what I hear, you might want to talk to Elsa or the Leaf Bottoms. She sort of looks at you askance.
Oh,
Remember, there was sort
well
of a
then, do you have any books on the Cult of the Shadow?
Cult of the Shadow. Let me see what I have. she sort of looks around and she comes back. I'm afraid not. D- d- I can look around for you, but it doesn't ring any bells, to be honest.
Okay. I had heard that there was this kind of, yin and yang kind of thing maybe going on between them, and I just was curious, maybe write a song about it. That's all.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. I mean, I have other books on legends and well, the fairy stories book that you did. You guys buy that, or did you just look at it there?
Oh no, I bought it.
I think you bought it.
Lily was supposed to read it. I don't think she said that she didn't recognize anything except for a strange, I guess, witch.
There
or
was
something
there was
that
the
seems
mention
little-
of there was mentions of the Mistral Woods, which was weird because you only knew of the Mistral Hills at the time. And there was also a
Right.
story of the moon granting a wish, and it was like, what the heck is a moon?
Okay. So then maybe I'll look into that book again. And we have the illustrious
The
Cast
Illustrious
of
History
Windbell.
and Tidings of Windbell, The Southern Jewel of Oxnard by Ronald Galdinger.
Yeah.
Written in
it's a good bedtime
2497.
read. Puts me right to sleep.
Yep. It extols the virtues of Windbell, fishing and tourism capital of Oxnard. Established in 1223 by Denk Galdinger, esteemed member of the community. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Hot springs to the
We've
northwest.
read it before, but it's still snappy.
There was mention of hot springs to the northwest.
Ooh, I did want to go to the hot springs.
Wasn't someone talking about hot springs the other night?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were supposed to go.
So maybe we should make a
Trip to the hot springs.
hot springs to the northwest. I guess it's in the mountains.
I do not own a bathing suit.
Okay, so we grab some horses, and on our way to Wesleyville, we go to the hot springs. Take a bath.
Do we know how far out? Was it like a 2-hour hike or something?
To the hot springs?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it in the hills or is it in the mountains?
it's northwest. The book said it was northwest. You have not talked to anyone about the hot springs or the existence of the hot springs.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna bring some potatoes and carrots, make a stew.
yeah. So Olivia, do you know of any hot springs in the area?
Hot springs?
Maybe to the north or west?
I can't say that I do. I'm sorry. Huh? Yeah, I know. Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. All right. Do you know anyone around here who does a bit of, I guess, wandering?
Wandering? Well, certainly Anne goes gathering her herbs and things like that. She's done a fair amount
Well,
of
I know
wandering.
someone who'd like to see Anne, I'm sure.
And Skye led a pretty adventurous life back in her day as well, I've heard. She tries to relive it sometimes in the evenings, but
Oh,
You think Anne's at the
yes.
church? Maybe we should go see Anne.
Yeah, maybe we'll stop by the church. We call Paelias I call Paelias on the setting stone. Hey, Paelias, if you are up and ready, we're probably gonna swing by the church if you want to meet us there.
Okay, cool.
Any other books? I'll ask if she has any other kind of folk or urban legend types of books, just so I can maybe write some new songs or.
yeah,
Something
she has a book. It's called what is it called? It's called Hobgoblins and Their Friends, and it has some some boogeymen and some various other mysterious.
I feel like I could work in my How to Speak Goblin into a song about that. So I'll ask her how much that book is.
3 silver.
3 silver. That sounds good. I will take it. Hobgoblins and Friends.
And Hobgoblins and Their Friends. Yep.
I'll put that with my book of how to How to speak
How to
goblin.
speak goblin. All right, so Paelias, you're heading up to meet him after your late breakfast.
Okay.
I don't know.
To the church.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. So you guys leave Peanders, head over to the Church of the Rose. You see Paelias there, and soon you're all hanging out inside.
I do not go inside.
Oh, okay. Twizzard does not go inside.
I'm outside by the graveyard looking around.
Okay, you're outside by the graveyard looking around. While Anne is kept busy. Noted.
Are we knocking on the door?
Yeah. Knock on the door. Or I don't know. Do you want to knock on the door? Sorry. I don't mean to
I'm
imply.
just gonna
too
go
much.
in. I mean, it's a church, right? You can just go in.
Yeah, the door's open.
Okay. Is it Dillick or
It's
which
Degal.
is the holy day?
The tall is the holy day. It is currently Degal. So it's the day before the holy day.
Those are 2 days different, Decal and Degal.
Degal
Yeah.
and Degal.
The only people I think that would be in the church on Degal are like the weirdos that show up every day.
Okay.
Or someone who might be dating, the cleric there.
That's right.
All right. So let's go.
Yeah, Anne is happily surprised to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Paelias. We had
Yeah, we're here too.
yeah. Of course, Finric, Agnes, great to see you. Where's Twizzard?
He was just taking a
He's
little
working.
stroll around the gardens, I think.
Well, it is. She was gonna say it's beautiful weather, but it's not. It's actually raining today.
It's Degal. It's Degal.
Yeah,
He takes his walks on Degal, contemplates.
I see. Well, I hope he manages to stay dry enough.
I don't think he cares.
Fair enough. What can I help you with, folks?
So we were wondering if you knew of the hot springs that were supposedly to the north and west of here.
Ah, yes. I have heard from the keeper of the church before me. She had said that there were hot springs. Now they're a bit of a travel from here. Back before Bellwether Glen was really anything, they were out toward that way. In fact, I believe that is how Bellwether Glen was sort of founded. It was a waypoint on the way to the hot springs.
Okay.
And for some reason, the name Fenton sticks in my head,
Fenton.
but I'm not
That
100% sure.
sounds familiar to me too. Would be familiar to me.
Yeah, they're certainly to the northwest, but I think the most direct route, well, you would have to cut through the Mistral Woods. But if you take the road up and then go left at the major thoroughfare, you'd pass through Bellwether Glen, and then you would be on your way. And so,
I probably passed by
looking-
at some point coming down from Wesleyville.
yeah, looking at your new map, there are basically two main roads through Oxnard. They sort of, coming from Windbell at the south, they skirt around between the river that goes into the mountains and between the Mistral Woods, and then they split. And the western road goes past Bellwether Glen and then curves up the coast of Oxnard. And sort of, if you continue straight, you go straight with the mountains on your right the whole way up to Wesleyville.
Okay.
She's implying that the hot springs that remind her of the name Fenton for some reason are somewhere past Bellwether Glen. And Bellwether Glen is about a half a day from where you folks are now, by road.
We were also thinking about doing some herb collecting for a little extra money for Savoy's apothecary. However,
Makes sense.
our herbalist here is only familiar with very specific type of herbs, and we were wondering if either you or maybe even Bridget would like to join us in this collection, and you keep,
Ah,
whatever you need. And,
sure. Where are you thinking of going back into the Mistral Woods then?
if you think that's where we could find the best types of herbs, I don't know.
Well, what is Savoy
Where
looking for?
would you be found?
Certainly, medicinal and herbs good for incense are what I usually find in the Mistral Woods. But I don't know what he's looking for.
Hmm.
Sometimes he has odd tastes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he kind of wants the things that might also be used at Skye and Sprinkles High Night.
It's entirely possible. I'm afraid my expertise does not dwell in those areas.
Yeah, neither does mine. Okay. Well, it was a thought.
Well, I appreciate you coming by, and Paelias, I enjoyed our picnic the other day.
Me too. I feel like that was days ago.
It may very well have been.
I think it was a day and a half ago.
I think it was,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was probably
Full
then.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah. What are our plans? Are we shipping out at some point?
In 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. Wow, we've got plenty of time.
yeah,
What are you
we can
doing
fast
tonight? Anne,
what's that?
what are you doing tonight?
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, we should have dinner.
That sounds lovely. Where would you like to go?
Oh well, we've got the two main choices. Is there anything little?
Yeah, you've got the singing sisters, you've got the ringing bell, you've got the
It'd be
winking
nice if
owl.
you made her dinner. Went to
Yeah.
bought some things and then made her dinner.
Lots of
Do you
fish.
have a place for that?
I certainly have a small kitchen here in the church.
Okay. Yeah, we can pick up some supplies and we can make some stuff here tonight, if you want.
I have been meaning to see how the leaf bottoms are getting along with the rebuilding. I've heard good things.
Okay, great. That sounds awesome.
Well, all right.
Then I guess I will head over to Elsa's to check in on what her cat. Does her cat actually have a name? I'll ask Elsa.
Yeah, you can ask Elsa. I don't know if I've ever said it. I do have a name.
Elsa.
I don't know if I've ever said it, but I do have a name.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, Paelias and Anne are going to the store.
Yeah, sure. Pick some stuff up.
All right.
What time is it? It's like 12?
Noonish.
Yeah, it's getting close to noon. I don't even know if it's quite noon yet, but yeah. Finric, are you going with Agnes to Elsa's?
Sure am.
All right. Now, they've probably been in there not that long, maybe 10, 15 minutes. When they walk out, what do they see, Twizzard?
Are there any shallow graves or newly buried things,
It's also raining.
or anyone not yet buried?
It is also raining, so visibility is low. The most recently interred would be the two of the town's guard that were killed in the battle with Falrith.
Well, I
And
might
they
go
would
with
have been. That would have been. I want to say. That was before you guys went in the woods, and you were in the woods for a week or so longer than you thought you were. It's probably been about 8 to 10 days since they were buried. You know, you can definitely tell that, you know, the grass has not grown over them yet.
All right, so they are buried though.
They are buried, yes.
All right, so I'm wondering if that's just not a good idea anyway, because it's townsfolk. I was hoping maybe there's some criminals buried there, but they don't really execute criminals in this town, do they? What kind of town is this?
Not that
Right.
big.
I may have to do what I didn't want to do. The skeletons from the pyramids, did they like sweep them up somewhere? Do you know where I could find?
Probably go to Malta.
Who am I
Yeah.
asking this to? Am I just?
Why do we need bones?
Oh, don't you worry about that.
We don't know. Twizzard's been looking for bones since we started.
You won't tell us?
As a DM, I would say that you found the two fresh graves of the town's garden.
Alright.
They are fresh-ish. There's no grass on them yet, but they are. It's rained a few times. They're not like. But you would also remember that Torn had just fought some skeletons in Nalto's basement, last night.
Alright.
So.
Alright, that's where I'm going. I'm going on Altos.
All right, so Twizzard goes to Nalto's, and Agnes and Finric go over to Elsa's, and Paelias and Anne go shopping. All right, so you guys enter Elsa's. She's got her cat with her, and she greets you. Hello, Agnes.
Elsa, what is your cat's name?
My cat's name. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's Kyan.
Kyan?
Yes. Kyan.
Kiyyan. Okay. All right. I will refer to Kyan when I see Kyan as Kyan.
That's very
Good.
nice of
Kyan
you
right
to
now.
ask. Now, Elsa, I'm sorry, I'm Elsa. Now, Agnes. and Finric, Agnes, I have, as you requested, I have been checking out Finistrel, and I've discovered something very interesting. She has been asking around about none other than the beams of the moon.
Beams of the moon.
So if you recall, that is the group. So the Cult of the Shadowed Sun and the Beams of the Moon are the two parties that have been secretly warring for many years, and Elsa is a member of the Beams of the Moon, but to her knowledge, she does not know of any other living members.
Okay. Well, she is an elf from up north, and I don't know her age very well. She looks, pretty much like every elf, where you cannot tell how old they are. They just always look middle-aged.
You said she's from Lucanal?
Yes.
It is
Well, that's
perhaps
what she told me.
it is perhaps the case that she has had access to the great library of Parmacoa. She may have seen reference to Saloon there. If reference exists in this world, that is where it would be.
Sorry,
Do you
which
think
one?
I should mention your ritual and see if she would join?
I would be hesitant until we know more of her character.
All right, but she's not somebody in disguise, like, I don't know, maybe a Falrith returned from a different plane.
No,
She seems to be who she is.
I have taken pains to discern if she is magically disguised at all, and she is not. Though she does have arcane powers.
All right,
I
so
believe-
WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get.
Well, not 100%. I believe she
Okay.
has perhaps made a pact. She, in fact, may be a sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Now, would Agnes know anything about sorcerers, or would that be something that she would have to ask about? Like, what makes a sorcerer different from a mage or a wizard?
Yeah, let's see, what would you know? Well, give me an Arcana or a History check, whichever you prefer.
Okay. They are the same for me. So, 19 plus
Perfect.
3, so 22.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have definitely the major arcane users in this world, right, are bards like yourself, wizards, sorcerers, clerics, and is that it? What did I just say?
Warlock,
Warlock. Is that a separate one?
Druid.
Druid. Yes, that's it.
Druid.
Yeah, no, Warlock's not a D&D. Is it? No. No.
There are warlocks in the player's handbook.
Are there? Are there? Oh man, I'm so ashamed. She's a
Bring out
warlock.
the handbook.
Finnish girl's a warlock. That's what she is. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's a warlock.
She's
Okay.
a warlock. What sorcerer gets? Let's see. Hold on a second. Sorcerer is the one that has like charisma. I think it's charisma based. Wizard is intellect. Cleric is wisdom. Well,
Ooh, delvers into secrets.
yeah. Elsa would know that Finistrel is a warlock and has thus
Okay.
made a pact with an entity that tend to be toward the evil side of things, but it's not it's not always so black and white.
Okay. So then, Elsa, do you think that she could possibly be part of the cult of the Shadowed Sun? And she's looking for members of the Beings of the Moon to eradicate them?
I do not know. I admit I have not confronted her directly. My casting was of a more circumspect nature, but I am sure that she is not using a magical means of concealing her identity.
All right. So I will be very discreet in my conversations with her.
Yes, until we know more about her true purpose. It does seem that she may know something, though. If she knows enough to ask about the beams of the moon, she will eventually come here.
Because she'll recognize your sign.
That is what I suspect, yes.
So my friends and I have decided that we're not even going to wait until Dillick. We want to tell you of what we thought we might do with the amulets.
Please.
So here it is. At first, we didn't know that there were going to be multiple amulets that would come together. We thought they were just individual amulets that gave us some kind of benefits at some
Understood.
cost.
Yes, if you basically happened upon the spider amulet, that is a reasonable assumption you would have made.
So then we happened to find yet another amulet.
All right.
And
In addition to the dragon amulet, you had told me about the spider and the dragon.
yes, and this amulet happened to come about because of something that we did, but we don't really want to talk about it, but we do have a shadow amulet.
Oh my, so you have in your possession 3 of the 5 amulets.
Yes. So now that we know that there are multiple amulets and what they could possibly do,
Destroy the world.
yes, yes. we were thinking that we could try to, what if we could destroy a single amulet, then not all of them would actually be able to come together anymore. And so the remaining amulets should be harmless, except for, turning you into
Or
a curse.
individual.
Yes. That logic is sound. The dragon amulet was in the possession of the beams of the moon for many centuries, and no one was able to destroy it. Now, I don't fully know the extent to which they researched or sought information about that process. But I do know that what they surmised was that they could only be destroyed altogether.
Okay. So then that was the other thing. If we want to try to bring Saloon back, would destroying what she sacrificed herself for enable her to come back? Or would that just be danger upon danger, and we should definitely not do that?
Agnes, if I was younger or had your fire, I could perhaps find the answers to your questions. But I am afraid that, as skilled as I am in no condition to be traveling the world for answers. Though I do believe they are out there.
Where would you suggest that a person who had fire and youth like myself should go? Should I go visit my father?
Hot springs.
Should I be traveling somewhere?
I mean,
This is a worthy cause. I am willing to take this upon myself. I'm a traveling bard anyway.
if indeed this Finistrel has come from Lucknall and the Great Library, it is perhaps that she has found something there. Now, Paelias, of course, that is where you found mention of the Cult of the Shadowed Sun, which you may or may not recall from all our backstory discussions a long time ago, like more than half a year ago now.
Let's just
Considering you couldn't remember to level up, I'm not sure.
We'll
But
just assume I don't recall.
what's that?
We'll just assume I don't recall.
Fair enough. So the Cult of the Shadowed Sun and the fact that there may be a lost goddess, basically, is what set you on this journey to try to find these amulets in the first place. And so when you had heard rumors of the spider amulet in Bellwether Glen, that's what drew you to this party in the first place.
So I'm interested in the lost goddess because I want her back.
Well, you are a cleric and you are a high elf, and the existence of a goddess that you are not aware of was intriguing to you.
So I'm just interested in her as a research perspective, like a historian.
I mean, I'm happy to add whatever nuances you would like to that. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Certainly the Great Library may prove helpful. There may be other powers that have great wisdom or knowledge. I do know that there is a cycle to the years, and that there are windows or moments when our planes are more aligned than at any other time. Whether this makes it easier or harder for you to complete your tasks, I am not certain.
All right, well, it's worth a shot.
I do think that,
We'll be traveling a long journey.
gathering, it seems if you already have 3 of them. Does anyone else know about these amulets outside of your party? For instance,
No.
the Shadow Amulet.
Well, Falrith might have some suspicion about the Shadow Amulet.
Yeah, I did
A certain person used it in front of him.
Oh,
on an attempt to escape.
oh my. Falrith is very powerful.
I'm surprised he actually didn't have an amulet of his own.
Well, I mean, to hear tell of a group that has accrued 3 of them is something that has not happened in millennia.
Sort of lucked into a couple of them, so.
Yeah, really, we only found one.
How,
I'll find the other 2.
perhaps understanding where the shadow amulet was found could help you.
Okay. We could probably look into that, I guess.
From what you've said and from what you've described of where you found the spider amulet, it does sound like that is where the portal to Lolth's domain, the main ceremony may have happened there, for she is closely associated with spiders. Some call her the Spider Queen. All of the other amulets were subservient to the spider amulet, or so our researchers have let us know.
Good one to get first.
One amulet to rule them all.
Sounds familiar for some reason. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, if it was a ring, you probably could put your finger in it.
That's very clever of you, Agnes. Very clever.
All right. Well, I have my ways of getting information around this town. So if I can find out anything about Finistral, I will of course be letting you know through Cayenne. If Cayenne happens to be wandering about.
Oh, she'll be around.
And if not, we'll just stop in and say hi.
Yeah, we can always stop in and say hi. Oh, speaking of which,
Yes.
we have never asked you what kind of wares you might have. Of course, you know, my arcane abilities are not as strong as maybe someone like Mr. Twizzards, but perhaps I could pass along some items that you might have. If he's interested, he could stop in.
I have many arcane trinkets, as the name implies. What are you looking for?
Do you have like a catalog?
I feel like he needs something that might help defend him. His armor class. His armor class is, you know, as a wizard, he doesn't have armor, and I feel like he's so vulnerable.
He's not vulnerable.
If it weren't for Fireball,
Everyone else is vulnerable.
he would be like.
I mean,
Ow.
he does walk around in those ridiculous pants and layers of gold chains. It
You would think that the gold chains would give him some kind of armor, but no.
Perhaps, but only in the front. I mean, seems very susceptible to an attack from behind.
I don't know around.
He does have a traveling cloak that he occasionally wears.
If you'd like to have a look around, there are also, I do have some scrolls that he could peruse, perhaps.
It's too bad he's not there.
Are the scrolls, are their prices differentiated based on what the spell is that you can learn from them, or are they almost like one scroll, like one price for pretty much any scroll?
No, it's the cost is commensurate with the spell's power, or level, if you will.
Now, do you happen to have any musical items that could have some arcane qualities?
If you'd like to look around, you can roll a d20.
All right, I will look around. And is this perception or investigation, or
This is just roll a d20, and I
and
check out
see what
my
I find?
I check out my items that I've written down.
10.
You say 10?
Yeah.
So you're perusing the shelves, and you find a small but ornately carved silver ring, and it catches your eye.
Oh, it would. It would definitely catch my eye if it's an ornate silver ring. Oh, Elsa, this is a beautiful and
Silver.
eloquently made silver ring. I'm first going to ask how much, and then if it seems to be a good price for me, then maybe I will ask you what it does. I don't want to be upset knowing what it does and then not being able to buy it.
As understood, Agnes. Now, that is not one of my most powerful items, but it has been known to come in handy. I would, for you, Agnes, I would charge you 50 gold.
Oh, pay it.
Yeah, 50 gold, I can do that.
Buy it, no matter what it does.
Would you like to know what it does?
Don't have to get it.
Oh yes, I do want, of course, because last time I put on a ring, it happened to stay on my finger and prevent me from leaving a particular location.
If you're
And then I had,
Was it a wedding band?
If you had a high enough perception, you may notice a bit look of shame cross her face momentarily as she remembers that she tried to lock you in the Mistral Woods for all eternity.
yes. So yes, please tell me what it does before I put it on my finger, or maybe I'll just wear it around my neck on a chain.
No, I will show you it.
And she takes it and she puts it on her finger, and as she puts it on, as she moves it over her finger, the part of the finger that it's past disappears. And when it's fully seated, her finger that it's on is just missing.
That is the extent of its power that I currently know of.
So if I was able to find out more about it or unlock more of its power, could it possibly make all of me invisible?
I admit I bought it off of a traveler many, many years ago, and honestly, you could probably have it for 25 gold. I don't think anyone has... It may have secret powers, though. I do not know everything.
Now, is there a way that I can prevent my finger from being invisible and just wear it as a ring?
Oh, I mean, a chain around the neck would work, but I am afraid I've only tried putting it on fingers and toes.
Wait. Will part of the chain become invisible?
It does not. Apparently, it has something to do with living tissue.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, for 25, I will take the risk.
You're buying that?
Here you go.
All right.
I have a ring that will make one of my fingers invisible. And I do have invisibility, so.
Let's real quick flash over to Twizzard.
Okay.
So you went to the basement of the Fishworks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm knocking on the door.
All right.
Chris Inspector. Just kidding.
What do you want there, Twizzard?
Hey, remember the fight night the other night? There were some skeletons that showed up.
Yeah. We captured some skeletons. That Torn monk did a pretty good job taking them down.
Yeah, he did. What'd you do with them after he beat him up?
No, they're still sitting in a pile. I really haven't cleaned up yet. I kind of just got up.
Yeah, do you want them? You mind if I take those off your hands?
I do not mind at all, Twizzard.
All right. Can I borrow a bag or something?
Yeah. I got a burlap sack around here somewhere.
Hey, you're the man.
So he gives you a burlap sack, and you can take the pile of bones if you want it.
I will take those bones. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, Twizzard. You gonna come back and fight next Dalk?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I will.
All right.
Gotta see. That was pretty fun.
See you later, there, Twizzard.
You know, I stuck it up.
No, Aki's a quick guy. You almost got him there, Twizzard. Don't sell yourself short, okay?
Who are you calling short? The dwarf joke?
No, it's not. I'm sorry, Twizzard.
I got a bag of bones here.
Yeah, I know you do. I just gave it to you.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, okay, Twizzard. See ya.
All right. Bye.
And meanwhile, Paelias and Anne, did you want to do anything specific on your trip to the store? You're just sort of getting ingredients for a nice meal.
Yeah, we're getting the up and comings of the scrumptious delight.
Yeah, absolutely. Scrumptious delight. Are you looking for something savory or?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little savory. She's a meat eater, right?
Yeah, definitely. Leaf Bottom has some Dessin cakes. They're very expensive, but they're very finely. They're made of a certain type of flour that only comes from Dessin. And it's very rare because Dessin being a desert nation.
Do they have one in strawberry?
Uh, they do.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. And of course, he always has his Wesleyville cheese.
Definitely want some cheese.
There's various root vegetables.
Sure.
He has a peach and an apple pie.
Love peaches.
Various hard sausages. He has some pork, has some lamb.
Yeah, we can make some pork. Just pork chops. Get a nice apple glaze on there.
That sounds wonderful. You can cook that well. How can you, Paelias?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I learned in the old days of cooking.
Well,
Having to live in your own, you have to
I'm eager to see this meal. I haven't had someone cook for me in a long time.
Well, prepare to be amazed.
I will. I'm excited.
I have a feeling you're going to be rolling for some performance checks.
Rolling for cooking.
Oh, is there cooking?
No, there isn't. But it would probably be maybe survival or something.
Acrobatic.
I'm thinking survival.
Isn't there a performance one?
There's performance. Maybe it's a mix of performance and survival. I don't know.
That's if you're on like Iron Chef. That's performance cooking.
More than survival? I feel like survival is like, I don't know, like Fantasy Island or something.
That's like not getting lost and knowing what foods to eat in the wild and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
You're making a rabbit on a spit.
Yeah.
Not making poison.
Now, poison would be medicine check.
Oh. Should we get a bottle of wine?
Absolutely. I think that would be wonderful.
Excellent.
Yeah, they have your sort
This
of,
one.
they have normal reds and whites. Nothing too special in that department.
All right. Well, we'll get a red.
To go with the pork,
We go with the pork. Yeah.
shouldn't that be white?
I mean, we could do white, but I'm pretty sure pork is red.
You could do a rosé.
I guess
Yeah,
I don't really
you're
know.
right.
Well, you're the expert.
If we were doing like a white sauce with the pork or some kind of like creamy thing, then yeah, I'd say white. But with an apple glaze, I think red would be good.
Oh, I love it. All right, that DC is lowering for this dinner. You got the knowledge.
Oh, nice.
Man.
Nice.
Are you looking up what goes in pork?
I sure am. I love it. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Yeah, it depends on the type of pork and how
Why
you
is
cook it.
sommelier on the side?
It totally depends. That's fascinating. I always thought pork was one or the other, but no. Okay.
Yeah.
Good work, Paelias.
All right. Pass that test.
All right, where are you heading after the market? Are you? Because it's.
Might as well.
I mean, are you guys
bring-
making a lunch? Or are you making a dinner? Are you meeting back up?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we kind of just like got it, so we might as well eat it, right?
All right, so you're going back to the church to make it right now.
Yeah, we'll have an early dinner.
All right.
Now, could I head over to Skye to maybe ask her what she might know about this newcomer, Finistral?
So let's.
If she stopped in.
Yeah, so let's flash back to you folks, and Twizzard, you are heading up the hill from the first Fishworks to Elsa's because you know they're there, and as Agnes and Finric leave Elsa's, you open the door and you walk out, and it's like, oh, 'cause you walk, Finistral's right there, and Twizzard's down the hill, and that is where we'll end for tonight.
Oh!
I'm gonna show off my new ring. Look what I just got.
Oh
Don't
my!
get
All
well, at least
right.
now I have use for going into Elsa's.
Hmm.
I bought something.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a very good point. All right, folks. Didn't quite get to show off all of our new level 6 powers yet, but Twizzard did teleport once to scare Finric, so check that
Oh,
box.
cool.
All right, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week for another episode of BND.